not the goal of breakup recovery. I'll say that again. Happiness should not be your goal right now. Now, this probably sounds fucking ridiculous, at least at first. Like, after all, isn't the whole point of recovery to feel happy again? Isn't that why you're reading breakup recovery books or self-help books, digesting podcasts like this one, maybe even seeing a therapist or a coach or whatnot, to get back to, feeling good? But this obsession with happiness is precisely what's keeping you stuck in suffering. And not just you. Like, I see this pattern with almost every person I work with. Let me explain why this matters so much. So to kind of give some context here, our entire culture is built around this magnificent pursuit of happiness. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that if we're not happy, we're somehow failing at life. I mean, that's why you see entire book sections in bookstores on the topic of happiness, right? And this, in my opinion, is kind of toxic positivity when you're trying to force yourself to be fucking happy all the damn time. Even not when you force yourself, just when you strive to be happy all the damn time. And this toxic positivity is everywhere. And it's especially prevalent in the breakup advice space. Now, the problem is, when you make happiness your goal after a breakup, it creates an impossible standard that sets you up for constant disappointment. Every moment you're not feeling happy suddenly becomes evidence, or gradually becomes evidence, that you're not healing properly, whatever the fuck that means, which makes you feel even worse. It's this vicious cycle that can keep you stuck for months or even years. I mean, think about it like this. If someone you love dies, would you expect to be happy a month later? What about 6 months later? Would you beat yourself up for still feeling grief? Probably not. Most people, they understand that grief after a death is natural and takes time to process. Yet, when it comes to breakups, we have this bizarre expectation that we should bounce back quickly. It's just a breakup, we tell ourselves, right? People go through them all the damn time. I should probably be over this by now. But a breakup is a form of grief. You're grieving the loss of a relationship, a shared future, a part of your identity that was tied to being someone's partner. Like, this is a legit loss, and it deserves to be treated with the same respect, dare I say, we give to other forms of grief, like when a person dies. The breakthrough is realizing that a healthy emotional life isn't about maximizing happiness, it's about developing emotional resilience and depth. Think about it like this. If you only work out the muscles that feel good to work out, to strength train, you're gonna develop serious imbalances and weaknesses. And the same is true emotionally. If you allow yourself to feel the good emotions and avoid the bad ones, you're emotionally stunting yourself. The most emotionally resilient people that I know aren't the ones who are constantly happy and positive even. They're the ones who developed the capacity to feel the full spectrum of human emotions, including grief, anger, confusion, and, yes, obviously heartbreak, without being destroyed by them, without letting them lead to really bad outcomes like hurting someone, lashing out at someone, a good friend, unnecessarily, or hurting themselves. Like, I once worked with a client, let's call him Alex, who came to me about 6 months after a devastating breakup, and he says, hey, I'm doing everything right? I'm going to the gym, I'm spending time with friends, I even started dating again, but I still don't feel happy. So clearly, I'm doing something wrong. And when we dug deeper, it became clear that Alex was using all these ostensibly healthy activities as a way to chase happiness, joy, novelty even, rather than to process his grief. He was going to the gym not because he actually enjoyed it, but because exercise was supposed to release endorphins and make him feel better. He was not dating because he felt ready, but because being single made him uncomfortable and maybe even lonely a little bit. Like his entire recovery was oriented around trying to feel good, and as a result, he wasn't actually recovering at all. So he shifted his focus from pursuing happiness to finding meaning instead in his experience or experiences. So instead of asking, will this make me feel good? Will this make me feel joy and happiness? When it comes to like potential activities, he started asking, will this be meaningful for me? Does this feel important to me? Now, sometimes the answer was the same. Spending time with close friends was both enjoyable and meaningful, but often it was different. Sitting with his grief wasn't pleasant, but it was meaningful. Journaling about what he'd learned from the relationship wasn't always fun. In fact, it was rarely fun, but it gave the experience purpose. It felt important to do. Within a few weeks of this shift, Alex reported feeling way more at peace than he had been since the breakup. And not because he was suddenly happy all the time even, he wasn't, but because he was no longer beating himself up for not being happy. He essentially had given himself permission to have a more authentic experience. So what if instead of pursuing happiness after your breakup, you pursued meaning? What if instead of asking what will make me feel good now, you ask yourself, what will make this experience meaningful for my life? Like when you shift from chasing happiness to creating meaning, usually everything changes. Suddenly, your pain isn't just pointless suffering, it's actually teaching you something essential about yourself, about relationships, about what you value, who you are, what your standards are, what your personal values and boundaries are, stuff like that. And the paradox here, and this is where that backwards law comes in again, is that when you stop making happiness your goal and instead focus on finding meaning in your experience, happiness often shows up anyway, automatically, as like a byproduct rather than a direct pursuit or direct result. And this breakthrough idea is why so many people eventually look back on their worst breakups as turning points that led to tremendous personal growth. Not because they were happy while going through them, no, like personal growth is, by definition, uncomfortable and painful, but because they found meaning in this experience. And here's one more thing I want you to know. Another kick in the stomach, I guess. This probably won't be your last heartbreak. Life involves pain, and no, that's not just pessimism, it's reality. The question isn't whether you'll experience more suffering in the future, but how you're gonna relate to that suffering when it comes. So when you learn to find meaning in pain rather than just trying to escape it and push it down, you develop an emotional skill set that no amount of toxic positivity can actually provide. You learn how to become someone who doesn't just survive life challenges, but grows through them. Think of it like post-traumatic growth, right? There's a lot of science backing up that whole theory. That's kind of what we're doing here. And ultimately, isn't that just like a more compelling goal than feeling happy all the time? So to become a deeper, more resilient, more authentic person, to create a life rich with meaning and purpose, even in, or especially in, the darkest moments? I don't know about you, man, but I believe it is. And if there's one gift you can take from your breakup, let it be maybe this shift in perspective. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. This was part of my podcast, The Max Jancar Show. You can subscribe to it anywhere podcasts are available, so Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever you use. You can also click the link below this video to check out the full episode, not just this one clip that you just watched. So check that out, check out the podcast in general. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again soon.